The other way.
Nice.
Yeah, they'll have both planes lifted out of the water this weekend by Sunday.
Just a real shame that Brooks lost its all-star reputation now.
Yeah.
But hopefully this is the only thing they'll ever have to deal with.
Yeah.
Because outside of this, there was never anything bad in the news about it.
Yep, not only that though, but then you got the lawsuits coming up from the families. You know there's going to be lawsuits.
Oh, yes. But my money's not on the Brooks plane. I think it's the other plane that was in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Because of the fact that Brooks has a stellar reputation.
Yeah.
So I think the other plane was at fault somehow.
Yep, well, it'll be quite a while before
They'll eventually, yeah, it could be a year from now, but we'll eventually find out.
Yeah, we have both the FAA and the NTSB in town conducting parallel investigations.
And they'll figure it out. It's what they do. But I would be blown away, literally knocked out of my socks, if it turned out Brooks Seaplanes was at fault. I don't believe it.
Yeah, me either. So.
But yeah, there will be lawsuits and God willing justice for the families.
Yep. Exit 2 is coming up.
Yeah. 227 they're up to. My goodness. Still on reruns with Young and the Restless.
Among the Sexless, you mean?
Yeah. It was an episode so outdated. It was when Drew and Neil were just getting to know each other.
Oh, yeah.
So we're talking early 90s. Before Sharon married Nick, her name was Sharon Collins. Glad to see my manager's okay. I was worried about him.
That one's a newer one, though.
Very nice.
It's either got a, is that, no, actually that's not. That is,
Windsor Monaco.
Yep. Same company. Now, Monaco owns Newmar.
That's not bad. They got the right idea.
Yep.
Bring their bikes. So if they go camping somewhere, they can hit the trail.
That is not camping, Justin.
Well, that's what my grandpa used to say too. But
no, tent camping and forget the motorhome is there. Park it somewhere where you'll forget about it.
Well, as someone whose grandmother used to tape his shows for him, I guess I could be okay with that.
Yeah.
Hey, if you got the VCR set and you can watch your shows when you get home, no big deal.
You can at the tent. You can bring enough battery power, and you'll be able to power a VCR and TV.
True. Although I don't need my videos of unsolved mysteries now that it's on Pluto. I'm so glad they did that.
So not only do I have Pluto, but I have Fresh TV. It's not reruns. $79.99 a month for both internet and TV.
Yes, but if I did that, I wouldn't have the money to get. I still need to get out of storage.
Yep, exactly.